Hello. I was recently asked if I still make my generators and keys, and the answer is yes. I make all of my tools, but I custom make them. Excuse me. If you can let me know what you're using it for, I might even recommend certain frequencies. There are several that are very beneficial, like 432, 528. I feel with some of those you can never go wrong. However, sometimes something special is required. This one here, for example, is made to a healthy body frequency, and it's one of Dr. Karim's design signature for biometric design, energetic. But it is a mixed science that I have come up with. So it's his design as far as the shape goes, but my frequency for healthy body. I have gathered information from many different sources, and one thing that I'm seeing is that I'm getting customers that are extremely sensitive to energies and frequencies because I make mine to specific frequencies. However, so do other folks that are into tool making. And the only difference is that I do not weld my pieces, as you can see here. This is tied together, as is this one on my generator over here. That keeps the purity of the copper intact, meaning that when you purchase one of these pieces, not like the other ones that are welded, that over time collect stagnant energy where the welding is because of the impurity, these will keep the frequency 24/7. Now, the only thing you can do to even enhance this more, and I have recommended this to a lady that had purchased around $600 worth of materials, and she was ready to send them to me. It's like, I don't want them, I want to give them away because I'm getting really bad vibes from them now. At first it was okay, which it makes a lot of sense. I mean, these are supposed to be beneficial tools, even if they buy a tensor ring or whatever. But over time, the energy seems to get stagnant on those welding points, in addition to who the maker is. And I'll get to that in a little bit here. So I suggested she purchase one of these generators, activated with a 9-volt battery that should last her almost forever until the chemistry of the battery runs down, because these generators actually make their own electricity into feeding it back to the battery. Primarily, I believe they make the scalar energy by transmuting the other frequencies or whatever. But as a byproduct, it actually has electricity that I have measured. I had a 9-volt battery go down to 2 volts at one point that was used up considerably with all the stuff I make and do and play. And I hooked it up with a generator, and I brought it up to about 7.5 volts, so like 7.5 volts. It didn't go any further than that. It seems like once the chemistry breaks down inside the battery, there's only so far it can go back up. But if you hooked up a 9-volt battery and you measured, go back and measure after a certain time. It depends on how it all is set up. So I'll make another video on that one again to update the information I have. Now, this said, I do not weld any of my pieces, and so if you buy something to a specific frequency, that piece is going to have that frequency like in forever. So you don't have to worry about the stagnant energy being there. I'm thankful it worked for this lady. That was a lot of money spent, and it appears that when these generator is activated, it also sends the vibes to the surrounding materials. Also, I use pure copper. I use jewelry grade copper. Perhaps here I may also include that copper is a very unique metal. It starts out as a crystalline structure in the ground. When they find it, it's sort of, I want to say square or cubed, but not exactly cubed. It's more rectangular shaped from what I have seen. And then it gets melted and the energy gets shifted around, and then they make cables or whatever with it, or wires in this case. When I work with it, I also have to be in the zone, in a good place, because it impacts my work. For some reason, It absorbs my energy much like a crystal would. And so all that working, you know, can influence the vibes these things put out. So you want to make sure you have a good source when you're getting your pieces made. And yeah, watch out for those welded spots. Have a blessed day.